Okay, we are live with my friend and client and PPP student Ren, and I am excited for her to come and talk to you about her experience inside the pre-launch plan program, especially because we have worked together closely over the last few months. And Ren, I'm so glad you're here. Tell people who you are and what you do.
Well, thanks for having me, Brenna. So I'm a launch copywriter and I specialize in brand voice. I work with mainly service providers who are looking to offer their courses or their small group programs, as well as course creators.
Yeah, and you have a specialty, and it's something we've been working on. And so tell us a little bit about that.
So I specialize in brand voice. So it's really not only just documenting the brand's voice and getting that on paper, but really kind of honing in and trying to make sure that their brand voice speaks to the people that they want to talk to. So not just enough like, oh, this is me, this is who I want to be, but in the end of the day, as a brand, you're really trying to reach people and you're really trying to connect with them. So how do you adjust and shift your brand voice, and how do you use it so that everything that you put out there, whether it's your pre-launch or your nurture emails, it all connects with the people that you're reaching. And,
Yeah.
and
Uh-oh,
that
we lost you.
I don't
There you
know
are.
why. At the end of the day, that's the main thing, right? Like people want to connect with who they're gonna work with, who they're gonna invest in their programs. They want to be able to connect with you. So really, really focusing on making sure your brand voice is able to do that.
Yeah, and I think uh, for me, I know brand voice is, and I've learned so much from you just working with you. But it's like you said, is like I think in the online world we're taught like be authentic, show your personality, or do these things. But there's this balance between
Mhm.
okay, how do you want to present yourself to your best clients, and how do you speak in a way that you do that? And I know I personally have worked on brand voice a little bit. Just with some trainings. I took a training with Justin Blackman, and the really thinking about okay, who do I want to be and how do I want to be perceived? And it also helps give guidance, I think, too, for how you talk. And so I think this is really important too for people who are thinking about, launching and launching down the line, is that consistency builds trust over time. And that's one of the most important things in our launches and our sales, that our people, that they know, like, and trust us. And working on brand voice in conjunction with all of that, I think is brilliant, and brilliant what you've come up with. So, now, tell me a little bit about like what was the thing that made you decide that you wanted to join the pre-launch plan program?
Um, so to be honest, I think I've mentioned this to you. I wasn't planning on joining the
It's
pre-launch
funny. I was
program.
looking at an old email from us, and your thing was like, I wasn't planning on doing this at all. So,
Not at all. Like, I think I was at the point in the year where it was like towards the end of the year already. And I was like, oh, I'll do this next time, or I'll do this next year. I'm just gonna follow Brenna around online and listen to all her podcasts and try to figure it out. But the more I listened, the more, I watched all of the lives you were doing in the group. I had attended, I had got um, the VIP offer. So I did all the things, and I still wanted to learn more. And lo and with you always mention this, I think, that pre-launch isn't for the person that's already going to buy. It's for the person who wasn't planning on buying. And I could see like this shift in how I was looking at it, and like I was like, oh my gosh, it's working on me. Like, and I knew I wasn't going to buy it. I knew I wasn't going to buy it. I had no plans. It wasn't, you know, and I could feel that shift. And it's the shift that you talk about in pre-launch, right? The shift that you're teaching us in the program about, like, you really, um, and so that's how I ended up joining. Originally I had all of these objections, right? Like I was thinking, oh, this isn't for me. I'm a copywriter. She's going to talk about messages. She's going to talk about writing copy and how to do this. And in my mind, I thought, I know what pre-launch is, right? You just announce early on like that you're gonna come out with this offer and all of these things, and you're just letting them know. But it's so much more than that. And so, I had said, I'm a copywriter for myself. I don't have any courses, so why would I use this for myself? But the more I talked to you, the more, I saw how people were using it, not only um, for themselves, but for their clients, but also using it to really focus in on the messaging and really getting in front of the people they wanted to connect with. And especially, this past year, the launch in this, right? Like all of the things that we used to do that would normally work, it was rinse and repeat. It wasn't working as well anymore. And so I knew there had to be, we had to come up with some way to really, prep the people we wanted to reach and get them ready to say yes to the offer or make a decision on the offer. And everything about pre-launch does that. Like I think there was a couple of things going on in my mind. And as a copywriter working with my clients on their launches, I saw the benefit on how it could help.
Uh-oh,
I
you
don't
still
know.
there? Sorry, we have a little connection. Your screen keeps popping up with your name. So
Yeah, I just I don't know why it's saying that.
yeah.
Actually, sorry about that.
Oh
But
no, no problem. I thought I lost you for a second.
where was I? Oh, what made me decide? I think it was just all of these pieces. Like I felt like I was in the pre-launch process. I think it's because it worked.
Right. Well, it's funny too. I've been talking to people behind the scenes and I'm like, and I'm like, this is a meta way of telling you, showing you how you're talking to me. My doors aren't open. This is how it works, right? Like this is what I show people. And I know you mentioned it was just so much more than just copy and messaging. Like, can you tell us like what do you mean by that?
It's really, you know, throughout it's, going deeper, right? Like you in the program, you're teaching us not just here's, what emails to write and so and how to plan out your content so that it like prepares your audience, but really like getting deeper. Like, is this really what they're feeling? Or is this, you really push us to think deeper for our audience so that we're able to connect at a deeper level? Because the truth is, if you just stay like at surface level or even just a little bit below that, your message or whatever you're trying to put out there can get drowned out by everybody else who's just going that much deeper. So I think the program really taught me to really think about, like, when it comes to emotions, right? Like, are they really feeling this, or is there another layer that we can go deeper and see, like, and then try to work on overcoming those objections, or shaping your email so that it addresses that, rather than just this surface level thing that they might be feeling, or they're saying they're feeling, but in reality it is something deeper. And so I think that's how it goes beyond that. And it's not just, oh, here's, a set more stuff you're gonna put out there, but here's how you strategically use the time that you have. You're already creating this content. Here's how you can strategically lay it out so that it does make sense for somebody who's making that decision to join you or not join you, or whatever they're trying to decide on.
Right. Yeah, no, I love that. And so once you were I know you kind of spoke to it a little bit here, but can you talk about your experience in the program? Like how how you felt and did you feel supported? What did it feel like while you were in?
Oh, completely supported. I think you know, you provide so much support. It's like I mean, you're working with a group of us, and it's not a big group. It's a very intimate group. So, and I think we all feel individual. I know for myself that you are like walking step by step with me as I go through the process. And you're like so invested in our businesses or whatever whatever pre-launch we're working on in the program. I always felt like you were invested in it because you knew like where I was in the process and how, and you made suggestions to kind of that really opened my eyes to new ways of thinking about things. And then even the group is really awesome just because not only are you able to kind of collaborate with people. I was able, because I was working on a new offer, I was able to kind of be able to talk to the individuals in the program and use them for my voice of customer research when I was, trying to find people to speak with. And they were really, because they knew what I was trying to do and how important it was to get real voice of customer. They were a lot more honest and open about their businesses and where they were and whatever they were doing. And so that really helped me in shaping my offer. The other thing was sometimes, like just the calls alone, I think I mentioned this to you that I would just join I would have nothing to say most of the time, but I would join the call sometimes just because I could learn so much on how you were when you were if you were coaching one of the other students or whatever they were going through. I was like absorbing so much information and so much knowledge just listening to you guys talk. And so the whole process, you have the course, you have the program, but like the support that you give and as well as the community that you create in there, it's probably one of my most favorite programs that I've ever invested in, just because I know it's not just going to help me right now. It's going to help me going forward. Like I already see all of the pieces working into the content that I create for my clients, but also in how I approach what I'm doing in my own business.
Oh, I love that. And I think, like you said, there's so much like support and community. And I was just telling someone today, I was talking behind the scenes, since the doors open tomorrow. And I'm like, I really see this as like a foundational program that you can use and adapt in so many different ways. And I think you spoke so well to that. And so since the program, tell us, like, I know you said you worked on your new offer. Can you tell us like a little bit about like what you came out of the program with, now that we're done and have been done for a couple of months now?
So as for my new offer, I was able to work on the messaging and how I wanted to position it in front of my audience. With your help, I was able to um, we came up with a game plan, because for me, it wasn't one of the things that held me back before I joined PPP was, how do I use this as a service provider? And you were able, and because, if I'm not launching, how do I use this to help me grow my business? And since then, not only was I able to really work on the messaging for my offer, but we worked together on how to get my offer in front of the right people. And so I'm actually about to, I've been kind of quietly pitching to individuals that I knew about, like getting on their podcasts and, doing exchanges. But I also now have a new lead magnet that really speaks to the new offer that I have. And I've been able to work with you on that as far as like the messaging and how to get it in front of people. And now I'm using the program, the process that you teach us in the program in creating the emails that will kind of will lead into, my goal is within a month or two is to really open the doors to my calendar and really start booking potential clients and really filling up my client roster using the program.
Yeah, I love that. And for anyone who's thinking, okay, if they're on the fence or thinking about joining the program, what would you say to them?
Oh, just join it.
Yeah, I like that advice. Just join. So
Just join it. I mean, honestly, there's right now, if you're launching, if you're a copywriter who helps your clients launch, or you're launching your own program, this is pre-launch isn't just not a skill that is nice to have or something that's nice to do if you have time. It's a necessity, just because if we're all seeing it now, we're all feeling it now. Like launching is hard. Like people aren't just jumping in as they used to, and pre-launch will help you prepare the people that will eventually join that may not realize it yet, but they're going to join your program. But this is how you prepare them. This is how you get them ready. And it's also great for you because what I've seen with my clients is when I'm able to work in some of the pre-launch work into their launches, the launches don't feel as stressful. They don't feel like, as a copywriter, I'm not trying to move mountains in 7 emails. Like I'm not trying to convince somebody so much in those 7 emails. I basically, it makes the copy that you're writing as a copywriter for your clients so much easier to do just because you've already prepped them. So by the time that the doors open, it's, a lot easier than you're not like 3 days and you're like, oh man, like it's not working. Like, what do we do now? You've done so much prep work that the whole process becomes useless. So I really think if you're on the fence, but you work in launch, you're a copywriter, helping clients launch, or you're launching yourself, this is a must-have. Like it's definitely something you need as part of your launch toolkit.
Well, thank you. I agree. But I appreciate that. I appreciate your kind words. And yeah, I do think that this, like I said, it's a foundational program that's going to help you with, it helps you with launching. And just like as we talked today, it goes beyond that. Now you've got clarity on a new offer, creating lead magnets, like getting the content all set up for it. So I love that. Thank you so much, Ren. Tell people where they can find you.
Well, first of all, thank you, Brenna, for having me, and for always sharing your knowledge. Like, if you've never worked, if for those of you who are listening who've never worked with Brenna, she is one of the most generous people you'll probably ever meet. Like,
Well,
I think I mentioned this also. It's almost addicting. Like, I almost want to say, oh, I'm working on something. I was like, I need to send this to Brenna. I need because you always bring insights that I'm just like, that I've never thought about before. So thank you so much. But you can find me on wendelandrose.com. I do have a new lead magnet, and if it's okay with Brenda, I'll just drop it into
please.
maybe the comments. But yeah,
Yeah,
like
because this is a launch group. Go grab it and and learn about voice, about launching, because it's a great
yeah,
lead magnet.
awesome. Thank you so much, Brenda.
Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you, everyone. And doors open tomorrow for the pre-launch plan program. So if you have any questions, send me a DM. So thanks. Bye.